Hi, it's Scott, ROCKFILE, back with another podcast for you. Going to talk about the A24 fan club, AAA24. I really don't know what it's called. AAA24, AAA24. A24 is a movie company. They have been releasing, I would say, some of the more interesting movies of the last decade or two. The first movie I remember with an A24 moniker at the beginning of it was Ex Machina, which is still one of my favorite movies of the 21st century. They've released all sorts of big and small movies, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Green Knight, some smaller flicks, some flicks. Usually their movies are intelligent, plot twists, sometimes not always very popular, and recently they've just gotten bigger. Now they have their own shop and their own fan club. Now, the shop, they sell clothes and Blu-rays and 4Ks and some games and some other things based on things from their movies, and some of them are quite quirky and weird. They seem to be limited edition because they sell out of them. They don't get them back, it seems. And they've had the fan club for a while, but, you know, paying $60 a year for a movie studio fan club, I don't know. So fast forward to 2024, and A24 is a pretty big company these days. And they just, among many films, the movies Pi from Darren Aronofsky and Stop Making Sense from Jonathan Demme, A24 got behind those movies and restored them, 4K, Dolby Atmos, the whole nine yards. There's multiple editions of The Talking Heads, and it played IMAX theaters. The same thing with Pi. They really took this 16mm low-budget movie and blew it up to epic proportions. I can't wait to get mine in the mail. I think they're arriving tomorrow, and do reviews of them. They're two of my favorite movies, and the A24 special editions that you can only get from their website are pretty spectacular. So I wanted to order at least the Stop Making Sense, and it's expensive. Their special editions start at $36, and that's $35 is about what you pay for a 4K, but I'm talking about Blu-rays. And the ultimate edition of the the Stop Making Sense was $55. Which is a lot for a 4K. Now, there's some boutique labels, Criterion Collection and others, who are putting out some that cost that much to just get a movie, but these A24 editions are pretty spectacular in all the stuff they include. Plus, A24 Shop was the only place to get Midsommar, the director's cut in 4K. That was never released domestically. You have to get it from that store. They also have the only version of The Lighthouse in 4K. They have several exclusive releases in that shop, but like I said, they're all pretty pricey. So I looked at the fan club as a way to get a discount. Fan club gives you about a 10% discount, and it's $60. Well, it's $5 a month, which would be $60, or $55 if you want to pay for the whole year. And you get a welcome package, you get the 10% discount, but would I ever get my money back, right? So I really wanted the Pi. I really wanted to Stop Making Sense. I don't want them to sell out and be gone. Okay, I'm going to bite the bullet. I went ahead and signed up for the fan club. Just did it for 1 month because you can cancel at any time, and paid $5. So immediately I get the 10% discount, and I get a nice email that welcomes me in and everything. And I go back into the shop, and I pick Pi, and I pick Stop Making Sense, and I put them together, and I put my code in, and I get the discount, and I order them. Okay. And I used that discount, like I said, and so I'm already saving over $10. I paid $5 for the membership, and I saved almost $11 off the two Blu-rays, 4Ks. So I'm kind of happy with this, and 24 hours later, they ship out my welcome package, and 3 hours later, they ship out my order. So I'm waiting, and a couple days later, it's my birthday. And I get an email from A24, and they say, you get to pick something for your birthday for free from our store. Click on this link. So I click on the link, and they took me to a curated collection of things that were in their store, exclusive stuff. There was a game, there was a puzzle, there was a 4K, there was a vinyl soundtrack, double disc. Everything was like 30, 40, they weren't cheap gifts. And I said, just pick one. Well, they had a movie I want, and it was the Blu-ray. And when I went to it, I went, well, I wonder if I can select the 4K instead, because most of theirs have the option to get it either way. And if I can get 4K, I'm going to get 4K. So I switched it to 4K, and it remained free And so I went ahead and went through the checkout. Free. No tax, no shipping, no nothing. Now, that's the other thing. I live in Alaska, that we have no state tax here. So I really like the companies who honor that. There are other companies, like Amazon has an office in Anchorage, so they can charge us an Anchorage tax, which is like 3 cents. Here in the Kenai Peninsula borough, we have a 3-cent tax in the borough, and then some of the cities have a tax. So in Kenai proper, you could pay up to 6%. But anyway, there's no state tax, and I like when I order a computer from like Best Buy and they don't add any tax to it and things like that. So, and that's why I order from grov.com, free shipping, no tax. I get it for cheaper than I can get it from Amazon. That's incredible. So A24 invited me to get this movie for free, and it's one I've wanted and I don't own. So I clicked it, and it shipped out the next day in 24 hours too. So I'm recording this today because today I got my A24 package, my welcome package, and tomorrow I should get the first 2 movies, and then later on in the week I'll get the free movie for my birthday. But the free movie for my birthday was $36 if I bought it straight up. So almost $11 off the order, $36 for the free birthday thing. Now we're talking like $47 value, right? This is not a bad deal, I'm thinking. So I get this package and I like it. It's actually something I would keep. And I'll talk about that in just a second. And so I look at this. So in my first week of being a member of their fan club, I've saved almost as much money as I would spend for an entire year membership, just by getting the free thing and the discounts. And I'm going to order a few more movies from there, so I will continue to get the discount and continue to save money. So if you're a fan of these movies and you know who A24 is, you know what kind of films they put out. If you're into their behind the scenes stuff and want to know more about the company and be involved and be invited to like screenings in your town and things like that, then sign up for the club. It's $5 a month and you can cancel at any time. Again, in a week, I've had over $46 worth of value for my $5, sign up. So in the envelope I got today, I got a pin, a metal pin. It looks metal. It might be plastic. It says AAA24. It's the logo that you get on this fan club stuff. You get a plastic sheet that has not only a wallet the size of a credit card, which says AAA24 membership card. There is also one that you would put on your keychain that says AAA24 on one side and member on the other. One side of this plastic card says, welcome to AAA24. The other side says, welcome to AAA24. Enjoy your all-access pass to all things A24. Enjoy our latest zine and your new proof of membership pin and card. Thanks for joining, and be on the lookout for what's next. More soon, A24. Last, the zine. It says it's issue number 25 of the A24 zine. This one's called Dream Theater, an ode to the multiplex. It's printed on pretty heavy cardstock, almost like cardboard paper. It's their own imprint on the back, and it's somewhere between a magazine and a small book. It's the size of almost a full-size magazine, but it's pictures, stories, and stuff about movie theaters. There's even a section that shows you different swatches of the carpet that movie theaters chose back in the day to kind of have a better environment. It goes really deep into movie theaters and what we love about movie theaters and what other people, and why they design movie theaters the way they do. It's not the longest thing in the world, but it's very colorful and it's got some wonderful writing. It is the kind of artistic thing I would want. Something, I was talking about this with somebody else the other day. They were like, why do you get Alaska Magazine? I said, well, Alaska Magazine has things in it I can't get on the internet. And it's a hard copy that sits on my shelf that I can pull out and read and have other people borrow and look at it when they come over. Same thing with this. This is a well-written piece of art with different authors. Like I said, there's some poetry in here. There's some articles. There's some pictures. It's kind of it says it's an ode to the multiplex. I don't know that I would pay any money for this, but that it comes and we're going to get more of these kind of is this what they mean with an A24 zine? I think this is fabulous. You can't buy this anywhere, and you probably wouldn't, but it's quite the collector's item to have. It's very well done. When I used to go to the artsy theaters in some towns, and these don't exist that much anymore, there was always an art house theater, a theater that showed foreign movies and the smaller movies and the stuff that you heard about won awards, but, you know, they didn't show in the big multiplexes and stuff. And this zine gave me the feel of walking into one of those places. I always just kind of felt, I don't know, smarter when I went in there. The pamphlets were for things in town that I weren't the common things to go do, and the kind of articles and magazines and the accoutrements of those kind of little art house theaters was just different. And I always felt, you know, just it was cool to support that thing. And if any of them it was sad if one went out of business or whatever. This magazine reminds me of that feeling and the feeling of joining this AAA24 club. So if any of this sounds interest to you, go to A24, go to their shop website and pay $5 a month and join their club and see if you like what you get out of it. If you're not a movie buff and you don't collect these kind of things, it might not be a big deal for you, but I think it's going to be worth the money in the long run. I don't know how long I'll be a member, but first month, I'm completely satisfied. So, interesting podcast. I hadn't done this, but I thought this is one of those things that I don't see a lot of stuff on about the internet. What do you get when you sign up for one of these fan clubs, and is it worth it? Well, in a week, I can say, yeah, it's pretty worth it. A24. I like a lot of their movies, and now I feel like I'm an insider, which is kind of cool. No, I paid for all this stuff. I got nothing for free. And so far in all my podcasts, all my reviews and everything and the things I talk about are personal collection, things I bought to own and that kind of thing. So I joined this club just because I wanted to get the discount on the movies that you're going to hear reviews for very soon. Thank you for listening to this podcast. I have a whole lot of links below. If you want to support the channel in any way, you can do so below. Thank you. Have a spectacular day. The weather is incredible in Alaska today. I hope it is where you are. Thank you.